everybody. Respected head of the department, Professor Nabakumar, my junior colleagues, Dr. Sudas, Dr. Priyo, Dr. Phillips, my dear scholars, students of the third and fourth semester. At the very outset, I, on my own behalf, like to express my sincere thankfulness and gratitude to the students for your organizing this Teachers' Day celebration and for according warm welcome to all the teachers of the department. Really speaking, from the core of my heart, though I am very much a part and parcel of this department, officially I was not a member of the faculty. I spent more than 30 years in this department. Really speaking, half of my life had been spent in this department. Anyway, I am very happy today because you have celebrated Teachers' Day, and in this celebration you invited me to participate. So I really feel happy when you respect your teachers. So in connection with this Teachers' Day, let me have the opportunity of expressing some of my thoughts to you all. So, you all are the students of anthropology. In your cultural anthropology, you might have learned something about the value system. So, human life is found to be very much shaped by three basic irreducible values. They are the truth, the good, and the beauty. So the minimum definitions of the truth is an attribute of thought by virtue of which mind can conceive the real nature of truth. So you have also learned that anthropology is an empirical science. So science is always trying to unveil the wonders of nature. That means science is always trying to find the truth. But at least in this connection, what I like to share with you all is that there are the two kinds of truth. One is the ideal truth and another one is the absolute truth. But it is very difficult to find the absolute truth, though science is trying its best to find the absolute truth. So when we discuss the minimum definition of the truth, it is an attribute of thought by virtue of which mind conceives the real nature of things. That means when the attribute of our thought has changed, the concept of truth will also change. This is the thing. So that's why I'm speaking to you all that it is very difficult to find the truth. So though science is trying to find the truth. Then what is the good? Good is the attribute of things and actions which are desirable to us. When something is desirable to me, I call it good. So it is also a relative thing. What is good to me may not be good to you. What is good in one culture may not be good in another culture. For example, in India, giving respect to the teachers is a value of goodness. Isn't it? So, if you go to America, nowadays, teachers are called knowledge workers. They do not use the terminology teachers. Teachers are knowledge workers. When we go through the project reports and the tests of the Indian universities, we find that the scholar expresses his gratitude and thankfulness to the supervisors for supervising him or her. But in American thesis and the project reports, the scholars and the students do not express their thankfulness and the gratitude to the supervisors. Why? Because the Americans thought that the teachers are doing their own duties. Why should we acknowledge them? Why should we express our thankfulness to them while they are doing their duties? This is the difference in the value system. So what I like to share with you all and what I like to express to you all is that as culture varies, values also varies. What is good to us is not good to the Americans. What is good to us is not good to the Europeans. And what is good to them is not good to us. Yes, nowadays, it is the what? Digital age. Size of the globe seems to be shrinking. We can reach any part of the world within 24 hours. We can see what is happening in America. We can see what is happening in Germany. Isn't it? So, in this age, we cannot stand firmly against the tsunami wave of globalization. Then the question arises, shall we follow the wave of the globalization by modifying our way of life, by way of changing our thoughts, by way of changing our way of life? Or shall we read our culture? Shall we return our way of life? Shall we stick to our values? Some scholars are speaking about one humanity and one culture. Is it possible? Whose culture will be regarded as the culture of the humanity? Shall we regard the American culture as the culture of the humanity? Shall we regard the Indian culture, the culture of the humanity? Therefore, in anthropology, today, we are studying the impact of globalization on the indigenous cultures. And many of the anthropologists are of the opinion that there should be a process of globalization. You might have heard a saying that think global, act local. Isn't it? So our thoughts will be global in outlook, but we should act according to the value of the locals. So while the process of globalization is going on, we should not forget our identity, we should not forget our culture, we should not forget our way of life. So that process is known as localization. Localization plus globalization is equal to localization. So today, you are following the Indian value system, our indigenous value system, is not it? You are showing respect to your teachers. So one unfortunate thing today, really speaking from the core of my heart, in India in general and in Manipur in particular, many teachers have become teachers by default. Many teachers have not become teachers by choice. Teachers should be modeled. I am very happy when you are speaking about your welcome address. Your teacher, respected teacher, Professor Nabakumar, is very much strict in time. we should give time. Otherwise, we will not be successful in our life. Though today in your invitation, you mentioned the time of starting the function is 10, but actually we have started our function at 11. So we should try to give at least on time. There is a difference between in time and on time. When I say in time, it is somewhat advanced from the scheduled time. On time means just on the time. It's not it. We may not be in time, but at least we should try to be on time. So you are the futures of the nation. You are the future of the state. You are the future of the country. One day, all the responsibilities of running the society will be on your shoulders. So while you are students, you should try some of the values to be internalized. To keep time, that means punctuality. Punctuality should be internalized. If you do not internalize, in our anthropological parlance, we call it enculturation. It's not it. In sociological parlance, we call it socialization. So we should internalize the idea of punctuality, discipline. It's not it. When you don't respect your teachers, you don't respect yourself. Showing respect to the teachers is an example of self-respect. So, not only teachers, in our indigenous values, we have to express our respect to our elders, to our seniors, is not it? When two Americans met, they would address by name themselves, is not it? Can I address to my elders by name in our culture? No. We cannot address our elders by name. So, what I like to suggest to my dear students and the scholars is that there is a great difference between westernization and modernization. Don't westernize blindly. Don't try to see your culture through the cultural lens of the West. Rather than looking at your culture through the cultural ways of the West, try to look at your life, try to look at your culture through your cultural lens. So anyway, I am very happy because you have invited me and I could participate in this great function of showing respect to your teachers. As I understand, your function is 2-in-1. Nowadays, it is a fashion, is not it? 2-in-1, 3-in-1, 4-in-1. So today is Teachers' Day come farewell day. So regarding this farewell, I remember a song when I was studying MSc in Guwahati University. It is a film song. कुछ खोकर पाना है, कुछ खोकर पाना है, कुछ पाकर खोना है, जीवन का मतलब तो आना और जाना है. It's right. If we get something, we will lose it again. If we lost something, we will get it again. The natural course of life is to come and to go. It's not it. So today, you are bidding farewell to your seniors sitting in front of us. It is very much natural on the part of our life. I joined this department in 1984. I was in the department up to the 2022. I cannot remain in the department for my life. If I come here, one day I have to leave. It's not it. As we all have come to this earth, we have to leave this earth one day. If we are born, we have to die one day. It's not it. We cannot elude from the icy hand of the fate. We cannot elude. One may be very wise, one may be very intelligent, one may be very cunning, but no one can elude from the icy hand of the fate. If one is born, one is to die. So your seniors one day were juniors. They bid farewell to their seniors. Today they are becoming seniors again, and you are bidding farewell to them. Next year you will become seniors, and juniors will again say goodbye to you. This is part of the life. But to meet the friends is a pleasure. But to bid farewell to the near and the dear friends is a painful emotion. It's not it. I feel something when I say goodbye to my near and the dear friends. But I console you all saying that it is a part of the life. We have to say goodbye to the seniors because they have to leave the department, and the way I wish all the seniors of the department what I should say best in your life. It's not it. You might have learned many things from this department, not only the knowledge of the book, but also disciplines, sincerity, many things. Because as a family, anthropology department has its own distinctive tradition. Today I am very happy in the sense that by becoming a teacher of anthropology, I can understand myself and I can understand others also. This is the privilege of the students of the anthropology. This is the privilege of the teachers of the anthropology. Okay, when you are going to complete, or when you complete this course, you will be able to understand yourself and you will be able to understand others also. At the beginning, I am telling you, when you are showing respect to your teachers, you also respect yourself. So I convey my best wishes to all the senior students. After getting degree from this department, all of you will become what successful citizens of the state and of the country. So I will not speak much. Last but not least, don't keep the last but not the least is a wrong English. Last but not least, there is not. Last but not least, many committed mistakes. You also committed mistakes. So I am telling to the students particularly, don't commit. Last but not least, last but not the least, there is not. Article is not there. Last but not least. So I convey my gratitude and thankfulness to the organizers of this two-in-one function. And I also convey my thankfulness to my colleagues in the department for inviting me to this very, what I should say. I have no words to describe the magnitude of this function, for inviting me to such a great function. Thank you all.